So today we'll be having something different. I'm actually beginning a new series. Yes, a story time. Yes. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time on my page, thank you for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you very much. Yes, so today I'm going to be having a story time. I know it's different from what I normally do, but you guys are going to enjoy this. I feel like I need to share my experiences of what I go through in med school. Yes, if you don't already know, or if you're new, yes, I'm a medical student. I'm actually going to my 5th year. Yes, my 5th year, and it's not been easy. All the 4 years I've gone through has not been easy, especially the last one, the 4th year. It's not been easy, and it's even the experiences I gathered that's even made me or pushed me to start this series. Before entering 4th year, I tried to ask around and just how is it. I had a lot of emotion, especially fear entering it. I was afraid of my lecturers being insulted, because as seniors always told us, your lecturers are going to insult you, make you feel bad, make you feel like you're dumb, make you feel useless. All those things made me to really feel scared, and am I really prepared for this? And also afraid of the fact that will I be able to take off my patient? Will my patient be able to relate with me? Will I be able to give the amount of care? Am I prepared to be a doctor? So all that emotion just overwhelmed me, but everything, God was there. And in fact, it's even the center of everything right now. God is the center. He's the reason why I'm even doing this story time, and I really hope it relates with somebody. Even if it's just one person, I'll be very happy. So before entering 4th year, they usually divide us into various postings. We have 4 postings we have to go through, and the coordinator of the clinical years does this. So there's obstetrics and gynecology, there's pediatrics, there's internal medicine, and there's surgery. So these 4 postings everybody has to go through, and depending on how the group us was going to show the one you're going to start with. So me, I began with obstetrics and gynecology. So yeah, it went well, everything well. And after the posting, that's how we call it, you have to write an exam. So after 2 months, that's 8 weeks, you have to write an exam. So after the 8 weeks of posting in obstetrics and gynecology, like, let me say, like a week to the exam, I started getting ill. I'm very sure it's because I was scared, I was afraid. I was like, my first clinical exams, I had all kinds of stories about it. I was like, I'm going to fail. If they ask me something I don't know, they'll tell me to get out. In fact, everything was just happening to me that evening, that week. But anyway, so that week I was having running stomach, I was having headache, I was having abdominal pain. In fact, it's like I had malaria plus typhoid plus a brain disorder. Everything was just happening to me. So the evening before we wrote the exam, I was still feeling very weak. I was feeling no shows. I was feeling scared. So I was feeling scared, but I was not feeling that bad. So the next morning when I woke up to go prepare to go and write the exam, I wasn't able to write. I wasn't able to stand. In fact, it's like the illness or whatever was disturbing me took a height. It was so bad. But anyway, so I did not write the exam that day. And when I met the lecturers to explain to them that I was not able to write, I was not fine, graciously or fortunately for me, they told me that I was going to write during the next posting. Like, those who are going to be writing after the next 2 months, I'll join them. I was like, okay, thank God. So I joined. So I was happy. So after 2 months, again, in fact, it was not easy, because I had to be preparing for 2 exams that day, because after the next 2 months, I'll be writing another exam of the other posting I'll be doing, and this one. So I'll be writing obstetrics and gynecology and pediatrics. Pediatrics was the second posting I was supposed to do. I told you already that I had 4 postings to do, the 4 rotations we had to do during the whole year. Okay, so I had to write 2 exams, 2 clinical exams that day. And did I mention that it was my first exam, my first clinical exam, the exam I've been afraid of, the exam that has been scaring me, the exam that I've been thinking about. I had to write 2 at the same time. Can you imagine? In fact, I don't know if this video shows my emotion, but I was super scared. I was so afraid. I don't know if I should cry. I always ask God that why did he do it? Why did all this happen to me? I felt everything was just happening to me, but in all of it, God was there. God was there. Okay, so I just tried to plan in my head that I'll begin with pediatrics. Fortunately, the pediatrics exam began because to write the exam there are two parts. Yes, there's the written part, what they call short case, and there's oral part where we actually have question and answering session with our lecturers. They ask you a bunch of questions, they assess you to see how far you've understood your posting. I still feel scared thinking about it, but anyways, so that's it. So I did the first part. That's the written part of the pediatrics. When I wrote it, and fortunately, as I said, it began before the obstetrics and gynecology. So after finishing it, I went immediately to write the other short cases for obstetrics and gynecology. Fortunately, they just finished the first. In fact, fortunately, they just finished the first group, so I just joined and wrote again. And afterwards, I came back and I wrote pediatrics. Every other person, it was like their second posting, but me, it was my first posting, my first exam. And I was really feeling very scared. I was afraid, but I was like, it is what it is. What can I do? So when I entered the pediatrics, in front of my jury for the long case, before they send you for long cases, that there's what they call the juries. The lecturers are going to assess you. They're divided into various groups and they name them juries. So for pediatrics usually has 3 juries. And yes, before going there, you usually know the juries beforehand before entering the place. So in my mind, I had already planned my own. That I wanted this particular jury. Is going to help me. I'm going to do well, kind of thing. But unfortunately, I did not go to that jury that I prayed for and I hoped for, that I'll go there. I didn't go there. I was rather sent to another one, the one that I was most scared about, the one that was everything, that no words I was afraid about. That was like, as I'm going there, I know I'm going to fail, that there's no hope, that kind of thing. Did I mention that? Before everybody's like, doctor, this is like this, doctor, this is like this, you will fail, you will this, you will that, they will bring you, they will insult you, as a kind of thing is making you to be very afraid. I just had to just carry out that fear and enter. There's nothing you can do, you must face it. But when I went in front of them, in fact, it went much more smoothly than I imagined. It was so good, and it was I mean, I keep on thanking God for it, because everybody always told me that when you go to that jury, it's very easy to fail, and I was so praying not to be in that jury. But God being the God that He is, it went very well. Leaving that aside, the jury that I wanted to go to, the jury was kind of slow. Like, I was the last person in the jury that I ended up in, but the other one that I wanted to be there, they were still around the 5th person. So I was like, if I was in that jury, will I have time to go and write the obstetrics and gynecology long case? Because remember, I had 2 exams I was writing that day. I was writing pediatrics and I was writing obstetrics and gynecology. So I just finished pediatrics long case. I had to now go to obstetrics and gynecology long case. That transition was not easy. Like, I had to transit even my brain to switch from children information to pregnant women and women. It was not easy. But yeah, so this particular thing I want to say is, I was praying to be in that jury, that particular person that I wanted, but he was wasting time. I was like, if I was in that jury, I would not have enough time. I could not have had enough time to go and continue for obstetrics and gynecology, because as they were finishing me, the line for him was so short, or the line for the other jury was so short, that I had to cut it to send to my own jury. So I was like, if I was in the person that I wanted, I could not have even had time to go to obstetrics and gynecology, because by the time I was going to obstetrics and gynecology, everybody had finished. I was the last person, and the various juries, as I said, they were even planning on AD dressing and going. When I came, I just heavily came. They just gave my case. In fact, when I think about it, I was like, I was angry for not going to the other jury and God sending me to this one, not knowing that God actually had a reason for it. Because if I could have gone to that one, I could not have made it in time for the for the long case of the ups and downs. Maybe I could have written it during receipt, or even the third person, where the information that I got, or the knowledge I got from the very first person, must have reduced or diminished, or I could never remember. But I just thank God so much for it, because in fact now this particular scene that happened taught me that everything that happens in life happens for a reason. In fact, God has us at his heart. He knows our everything. He knows us. I can't even explain how much I felt. After I came back, I cried and I thank God for it. Just from this little experience, God showed me that he's there. He stands by us. He's by our side. He understands everything that we go through, and every day I'll glorify him for this act that he did for me. So after writing obstetrics and gynecology, it went well. Thank God, it was wonderful. In fact, I don't know what to say. I came back home that day. I was so excited, because when I was leaving the house, I was like, how am I going to do it? How is it going to be like? Will I pass? In fact, it was my first exam. I don't know if you guys understand, but it was like my first exam in front of these people, and I was afraid to fail, or I was afraid to get insulted. But God was with me. In fact, glory to you, God. He was with me all through. So those exams passed, and I went to the third posting, which is internal medicine, and the fourth posting, which is surgery, and I had different experiences from them, and I'm going to share those experiences as time goes by. But what I just want to say now is, before I also began these postings, I also wanted to start with internal medicine. Yes, I wanted to start either with internal medicine or surgery. I told God. I don't even remember the reason why I wanted to start with that, but I know I wanted to start with that. And then internal medicine and surgery is one of the hardest. In fact, they are the hardest rotations, internal medicine and surgery, and are the rotations that people feel a lot. I say a lot. Yes, a lot. So, and I wanted to start with it. I don't know why. When you're just starting something, you don't know much about it. So you just want what you want at that time. So at that time, that's what I wanted. I wanted to just write that one at that time. So what I got from everything was, God now sent me to obstetrics and gynecology, and I was like, why? And at the end of everything, when I finished my clinical rotation, what I understood was, what I appreciated from God was, imagine I could have begun maybe internal medicine, because after internal medicine, the next rotation is surgery. So imagine I was starting with internal medicine, and I got sick, and I could not write the exam after those 8 weeks. And I had now to write the 2 clinical rotations, surgery and internal medicine, on the same day. The 2 hardest rotations on the same day, with the worst juries. How could I have done it? Like, when I sit and think about it, I'm like, how would I have done it? Things happen for a reason. The Bible says everything worketh for our good. The Lord does everything for our good. I don't know how to thank God, and I really wish this video touches somebody to show the glory of God in my life. God has done so much just with this short story I've told you. That's just one of the many experiences I've had, and I thank God for it. And in anything that you're going through, just remember that God is by your side. Remember him in your youth. He will stand by you. He has been by me. He is by me. He will continue to be by me. Who am I? But he's by me. So in whatever you're going through, whatever difficulty you feel like you cannot do it, God is there. He will do it. If I could write those 2 rotations on the same day, my first clinical exam, in fact, the greatest thing I was afraid of, the hardest clinical exam is your first exam. And I did well, and it went well, and everything just happened as if God planned one storybook. Then you're fine. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope the video connected with you. I hope I really tried to pass out the emotions that were in my heart, because I know when I get emotional, I talk a lot a bit fast, and I do a lot of gestations. I'm so sorry about that. It's just God. I don't lie, just God. And if you reach this point of the video, thank you very much. You don't know how grateful I am, and I really hope that it touches you. And just remember, God loves you so much. He loves you. He remembers you in everything he does, and remember the Lord too in everything you do. Bye bye. See you in my next video.
If it's your first time on my channel, please hit the red subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so as not to miss anything. Thank you.